This is our path to a better future for all.
We have set for ourselves 17 ambitious goals.
7 years ago, a promise was made to the world. A promise of a more sustainable, safe, and prosperous future. Now the clock is ticking and we're already halfway there. In 2015, leaders from all 193 UN member states, including Canada, adopted the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. These aren't just any goals. They are 17 ambitious targets, a shared roadmap aiming to build a better world by 2030. But where do we stand now at the midpoint of this ambitious plan? The stark truth is that no nation, including ours, is on track to fully realize these goals by 2030. This slow headway is a call to action as we grapple with pressing challenges like climate change, inequality, and poverty. Each step or missed chance directly shapes not only the future of our planet, but also our collective well-being. But it's not an impossible task. In Canada, we've made some noteworthy progress. Consider the following. Since 2015, our official poverty rate has dropped from 14.5% to 10%. Meanwhile, our efforts in preserving marine and coastal areas have leapt forward from protecting only 1% to almost 15%. To put that in perspective, that's a massive 843,000 square kilometers of protected area. Complementing these strides, the Sustainable Development Goals are driving a fresh wave of grassroots initiatives. Cities and community foundations alike are engaging in SDG-based reviews, while universities are integrating these aims into their curricula and research. It's an inspiring effort to transform education, policy, and practice. Yet we must confront the reality. Despite these promising endeavors, we're falling behind. Our global rank remains at 26th, and as it stands, we're on pace to address merely 2 of the 17 SDGs by 2030. This is far from the leadership and progress we envisioned. So what can we do? First, it's time for transformational systems change, not business as usual. Climate action calls for stricter carbon reduction targets, phasing out fossil fuel subsidies, and significant investment in a modern, green energy grid. Responsible consumption and production mean adopting a circular economy that minimizes waste and maximizes product value. Next, we must embed SDGs deeper within our local communities, making these goals resonate in people's lives. Central to this is engaging our youth, who are already determined to build a better future. They require resources, advocacy opportunities, and most importantly, a seat at the decision-making table. By harnessing the creativity and innovation of our young minds, we increase our chances of discovering solutions for the challenges that lie ahead. Finally, achieving the SDGs is directly tied to the inclusion and leadership of Indigenous communities. This begins with respecting inherent rights and creating space for Indigenous-led initiatives and perspectives across all SDG platforms. By doing so, Canada can embrace the spirit of reconciliation and foster a more equitable approach to sustainable development. Standing at the midpoint of this journey, it's about more than just reaching 2030. It's about shaping our future with every step. This critical juncture demands a bolder vision for Canada, one that urges us to reimagine and recommit to the SDGs. Making them requires doing things differently, while our success depends on everyone from policymakers to citizens. With 8 years left, the challenge before us is great, but so too is the opportunity.